I moved across the country from the Bay Area to New York City with no friends, no family, and here I am a year later. I visited New York City 2 times before moving here. One time in the winter and then second time in the spring. And after the second time, I was sold. I was like, oh my God, there's so much to do here, so much good food. It's alive at all times of the night. I want to be able to do any and everything. So my boyfriend and I worked together for I think about 6 months before I brought up the idea that I wanted to move to New York. Like, I know for a fact that I want to live here in the rest of my 20s. And are you gonna do it with me? Yes or no? It was literally it, because I was like, well, if you don't do it with me, we can break up, because long distance isn't gonna work for me. So, I mean, my man was like, yeah, he's always very down to do things, very open. At the time, his grandma lived in Jersey, so he was able to see her more. I feel like living in the Bay Area, I was becoming too comfortable, and I don't know how to explain it except for that. Like, I kind of felt as though I stopped growing as an individual. I was just so used to everything I used to do in my day-to-day life that I wasn't being challenged. In New York, you're just given like this perception and this idea that when you come here, like, your dreams come true. Now, did I think that was gonna happen? No, but I definitely thought by moving here, like, I would just have so much more opportunity, so many more things to do, and honestly, I do. In comparison to the Bay Area, New York has unlimited things to do, and I love that. I also believe that living in New York City at least one time in your life, especially in my 20s, like, after I brought it up with my boyfriend, we decided that we were gonna give ourselves like 6 months to try and move. In our minds, we were like, how are we gonna do this? We drove. We literally drove across the country within a span of 4 days. We were lugging a U-Haul and towing our car. And moving to New York, I don't really know what I expected. I think I had this idea that I was gonna be living the life that I did as like a tourist when I visited, and I was like spending so much money. I was buying like luxury items. I was going out all the time. And then I moved here and I was like, holy crap, it's expensive as Now that I have Balcony Boy here with me, we can get his side of the story and what he's thought about New York City so far. All right, name 2 things that you really enjoy about living in New York City.
The first thing is probably the people. I mean, there's not really many places in the U.S. where you can have so many different types of people and different cultures all within one place. And again, the food, like, you have like literally the entire world's food is accessible here in the city.
I said the same thing.
Specifically in Queens.
We're the same person.
Yeah, not the same person. We're far from the same person.
Thankfully.
Second thing is that you could literally just walk outside and figure out something to do. I mean, there's really no excuse to be bored out here. You can go outside and there's always something to do out here. Weather sucks.
The weather doesn't always suck.
For the most part.
And then once I moved here, my seasonal depression got so bad, and I've never in my life experienced seasonal depression until moving here, because we don't really experience winter in the Bay Area. 2 weeks before we moved here, we came and looked at apartments. We spent like 4 or 5 days out here, stayed in Long Island, took the ferry over, and we ended up only looking at 2 places. One apartment, which was super small, and then for the second one, it ended up being like a nice luxury build. We were like, oh, we can work with this, it's very pretty. And not knowing the neighborhood that we were actually gonna be living in, like literally no idea. So we had to move out here within a span of 2 weeks. Literally had to pack up our life with our dogs and drive across the country. It was a lot, to say the least. Like, this move was not planned at all. It definitely just happened on whim. And I'm happy about that, mainly because I think if it didn't happen on whim, then I wouldn't be here at all. All right, and what would you say are the biggest differences from New York and California?
Again, the people.
The people are so different.
Like, it's weird. It's like out here, it's like there's different pockets, like different cultures. Like, it's not like that in California. Like, back at home, like, it's like a melting pot. Like you go to a city, you'll see like different ethnicities of people all within one place, where here it's like you'll walk one block and it's Jewish. You'll walk another block, it's Asian, another block, it's Caribbean. Like I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
It's like different pockets of different people.
I think diversity in the Bay Area is just, everyone is literally within miles of each other. Out here, people really stick to their own neighborhood, and it's just crazy to witness. Like, it's so crazy. I think one of the first times I went to Brooklyn, we were walking, and then all of a sudden, we just see a bunch of, I think they're called Hadistic Jews, and I have never seen that in my entire life. Yeah, Orthodox, like I have never seen that in my entire life, only ever in movies. So it was really crazy to witness like firsthand. I bought this coat, Arsaturix, I think that's how you pronounce it. I bought this coat when I had first moved here, and I was like, this will last me through winter. Oh, I'm a mess right now. I was like, this will last me through winter. No, it didn't. It's definitely a lot colder this winter though than it was last winter. But like I had to go buy a full long coat. And again, I've never had to buy coats in my life. So I also didn't know how expensive a coat was. I was like, $800 for a coat. I need the cute $200 to $300 one, because I wear that coat every single day. Luckily today is a nice day though, so I was able to just drape this along my shoulders. Even right now, like it's not cold. If you're watching this and you've ever wanted to move to a new city across the country to another country, which is something I want to do, I would say just do it. Like you might not always have the support of your family, of your friends, but that is a risk you need to be willing to take on yourself, and I promise you it is not one that you will regret. And even if it might not be the best decision for you, you can literally always move back. And it might be hard and it might be difficult, but it's something that's possible. And I just personally feel like if you want to do it, life is too short not to try something at least once. Okay, if New York didn't work out, that would be okay, and I could just move back home. A few months ago, I received an email asking to come and speak at a high school for senior classes, and I thought it was the craziest thing ever because I just started this content creation journey, and I was like, is this real or is it fake? But I went in and I just talked about how I started creating content a little less than a year ago and how my focus is on food, fitness, and my 2 dogs. I talked about how I just started doing this full time and I graduated from UC Berkeley. I majored in media studies. I talked about what I did before content creation, which was a lot of social media, PR. It was a crazy, humbling experience. I truly cannot believe that I was invited to go speak to a senior class, like actually multiple senior classes. Still crazy to me, and I'm so thankful for the experience. And I'm excited, like, thank y'all so much for allowing me to even get here, because I wouldn't have been able to do it without your support, for real. It's hard to find friends and it's hard to find common interests, especially at this big age. Making new friends is so difficult and it's scary. I feel like when you're a kid, you can just yap and yap and yap away. It doesn't even matter what's being talked about. But now, if we're gonna be friends, we need to have some type of interest. We have to have some type of common ground. We have to have something that brings this relationship together and that we want to work on, you know, like mutually beneficial in a sense, which is like bad to say for friendships, but also true, you know? You want people in your life who you can depend on. And it's so great that my boyfriend was so willing to move across the country with me, but I just can't yap with him all the time. Like I can, but sometimes I'll just be wanting a girl to talk to. I love that you can go to a different part of the city and feel like you're in a different country. I don't feel like you can really get that in other states. And I think that's what makes New York so special, right? The culture, that's what people love about it. The food, oh my gosh, the food is incredible. I wouldn't say it's like some of my favorites, but they do have a lot of cuisines that like I never tried before that I ended up really liking. For example, I tried doubles. I think that's what it's called, Trinidadian food, a few months ago, fell in love. I was like, oh my goodness, it's so tasty. It took me about 8 months to really start liking New York. And that's because, you know, the sun was out, people weren't as mean. And the thing is, like, being from California, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm a very happy person. I like being a happy person. I like smiling a lot. I like giggling. And moving here, like, everyone's so stern. They're like, like, get out the way, like, pushing you, and just, like, why can we not just smile? And the vibe in California versus New York is, like, polar opposite, like, night and day difference. I miss it. Like, I do miss living in the Bay Area, but I also don't miss living in the Bay Area. And living in New York now has made me realize that I'm never gonna live in the Bay Area again. I would say overall though, I really enjoyed the experience of moving here, living here, and just seeing what this city has to offer. Like, there truly is just so much to do at all times. That is not a lie. Like, any day of the week, any time. And it's so fun to experience. I have always believed that you should live somewhere like this in your 20s just to see what it's like, see the kind of person who you become. I think it's definitely shaped me for the better. It has for sure challenged Balcony Boy and I's relationship in different ways, but it's also made us stronger. I think our relationship is definitely as strong as ever, and so are we as a couple. And of course, this was just my experience moving across the country. Everyone has their own experiences. Everyone will do things in a different manner. I do think that if we didn't do it on whim, we wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be recording this right now. I wouldn't even be vlogging. I wouldn't have started this creator journey. Like, believe in yourself. I challenge you the person right now watching this, do something new, do something different, do something that you thought in your wildest dreams you would never do, okay? Just because. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's a little different than all my other videos, but I think that we should continue this because I want to get to know each other. That's something I really want to strive for this year. So, love you fatties. Bye.